Well, you never look so good. Sipping life down like I wish I could. These sober tears are all that's left to shed. Sandy's soul, now made of bread. Face down beneath the rubble lies a man. Tales of his future already in the past, but of himself, well, he hasn't much to say. But wake the gods each judgment day. He said, I left my home where the dead never rose. The streets of gold I've yet to find. And at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, you might as well be blind. You'll be blind. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Angel, sweet angel of my youth, where have you gone? You flew away too soon. Now this brick I built now builds a higher wall. See it crumble, hear me fall. There hangs the fool, though seen it all. He said, I left my home where the dead never rose. The streets of gold I've yet to find. But at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, you might as well be blind. You'll be blind. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. And though the road has yet to rise on these 100 years that pass me by, and the blood with the river flows through these crimson fields never sown, oh, never sown. He said, I left my home where the dead never rose. Of the streets of gold I've yet to find. And at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, you might as well be blind. You'll be blind. He said, I left my home where the dead never rose. The streets of gold I've yet to find. And at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, you might as well be blind. You'll be blind. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Well, now you never looked so good. The little boats are gone from the breast of Anna Liffey. The ferrymen are stranded on the quay. Sure, the Dublin docks is dying and our way of life is gone. But Molly, it was part of you and me. Where the strawberry beds swing down to the Liffey, I'll skift away the worries from my brow. I love you well today, and I love you more tomorrow. If you ever loved me, Molly, love me now. 'Twas the only job I knew, 'twas hard but never lonely. The Liffey ferry made a man of me. Now it's gone without a whisper, for cotton even now. Sure it's over, Molly, over, can't you see? Where the strawberry beds swing down to the Liffey, I'll kiss away the worries from my brow. I love you well today, and I love you more tomorrow. If you ever loved me, Molly, love me now. Well, now I'll tend me yard, I'll spend me days in talking, and I'll hear them whisper, gas is on the dole, but not yet. And Molly, we're still living, and darling, we're still young, and that Liffey never owned me heart and soul. Where the strawberry beds Swing down to the Liffey, I'll kiss away the worries from my brow. I love you well today, and I love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. Where the strawberry beds swing down to the Liffey, I'll kiss away the worries from my brow. I love you well today, and I love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. Come Irishmen, both young and stern, with adventure in your soul. There are better ways to spend your days than working down at home. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", but they broke me across the back by a name I'm known, it's not my own, and they call me Crooked Jack. Well, the gangster's blue-eyed pet was I, good Jack could do no wrong. And the reason simply was because I could work hard hours long. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", but they broke me across the back by a name I'm known, it's not my own, and they called me Crooked Jack. I've seen men old before their time, their faces drawn and grave. Oh, I never thought so soon would mine be lined the exact same way. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", till they broke me across the back by a name I'm known, it's not my own, and they called me Crooked Jack. Well, I've cursed the day I went away to work in the hydro dams, for sweat and tears, or hopes and fears, bound up in shuddering jams. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", till they broke me across the back by a name I'm known, it's not my own, and they called me Crooked Jack. Oh, they say that honest toil is good for the spirit and the soul, but believe me, boys, it's for sweat and blood that they want you down that hole. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", till they broke me across the back by a name I'm known, it's not my own, and they called me Crooked Jack. I was tall and true, all of 6'2", till they broke me across the back by a name I'm known, it's not my own, for they called me Crooked Jack. A long time ago, when the earth was green, there was more kinds of animals than you've ever seen. They'd run around free while the earth was being born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn. Now God's seen some sinning and it caused him pain, so he says, stand back, I'm going to make it rain. He says, hey brother Noah, tell you what to do, build me a floating zoo, and take some of those green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, don't you forget my unicorn. Well, Noah was there to answer the call, and he finished making the ark just as the rain started falling. He marched in the animals 2 by 2, and he called out as they went through, "Hey Lord, I got your green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, I just don't see your unicorn." Well, Noah looked out through the driving rain. The unicorns were hiding, playing silly games, kicking in a splash, and while the rain was pouring, oh, them silly unicorns. He had green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, they just couldn't wait for the unicorn. The ark started moving, and it drifted with the tide. The unicorns looked up from their rocks and they cried. The waters came down and sort of floated them away, and that's why you'll never see a unicorn to this very day. But you'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, as sure as you're born. If you go to an Irish pub on St. Patrick's Day and have yourself about 5 or 6 Guinness stouts, well, you just might see a unicorn. Her breath began to speak as she stood right in front of me. Color of her eyes was the color of insanity. Crushed beneath her waves like a ship I could not reach the shore. We're all just dancers on the devil's dance floor. Well, swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more next to me. Swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. Oh, pressed against her face, I could feel her insecurity. Mother'd been a drunk and her father was obscurity. Nothing ever came from a life that was a simple one. Pull yourself together now and have a little fun. Well, she took me by the hand, I could see she was a fiery run. Ran like all the way up to Ribbon and past Avalon. Nothing ever came from a life that was a simple one. Pull yourself together now and have a little fun. Well, swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more next to me. Swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. Swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more next to me. Swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. Oh, the apple, oh so sweet, or much sweeter than it ought to be. Another little bite, I don't think there is much hope for me. Sweat beneath her brow travels all the way heading south. Bleeding hearts crying, there's no way out. So swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more next to me. Swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. Swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more next to me. Swing a little more, or the Mario. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. In 1846 of March the 17th day, we hoisted our colours to the top of the mast. For Greenland sailed away, brave boys, for Greenland sailed away. Well, the lookout on the crossbeams he stood, a spyglass in his hand. Over through the west beat fall, and she blows at every stand, brave boys, she blows at every stand. Well, the captain, he stood on the quarter deck, the ice was in his eye. There's a whale, and a whalefish, he cried, and we'll put your boats to sea, brave boys, we'll put your boats to sea. The harpoon struck and the lines played out with a single flourish of his tail. He capsized the boat and we lost 5 men, and we did not catch that whale, brave boys, we did not catch that whale. The losing of those 5 jolly men, well, it grieved the captain sore. But the losing of that fine whale fish, well, it grieved him 10 times more, brave boys, it grieved him 10 times more. Oh, Greenland is a barren land, a land that bears no green, where there's ice and snow and the whale fishes blow, and the daylight seldom seen, brave boys, the daylight seldom seen. Where the daylight seldom seen, brave boys, where the daylight's seldom seen. Came unto her window was the sound of a crescendo. Came unto her apartment, left the bloodstains on the carpet. She ran under the table, he could see she was unable. She ran into the bedroom, she was struck down, it was her doom. Honey, are you okay? Would you tell us that you're okay? Put a sign in the window, he struck you a crescendo. So they came into the outway, it was Sunday, what a black day. Every time I tried to find him, he left no clues behind him. Honey, are you okay? Would you tell us that you're okay? Put a sign in the window, he struck you a crescendo. Honey, are you okay? Would you tell us that you're okay? You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Had no way of knowing of the suspect or what to expect. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, sounding heartbeats, intimidation. Honey, are you okay? Would you tell us that you're okay? Put a sign in the window, he struck you a crescendo. Honey, are you okay? Would you tell us that you're okay. Put a sign in the window. He struck you a crescendo. Honey, are you okay? Would you tell us that you're okay? You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. Kind friends and companions, come join me in rhyme. Come lift up your voices in chorus with mine. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may or may never all meet here again. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may or may never all meet here again. Here's a health to the dear lass I love so well. Her style, her beauty, sure none could excel. There's a smile upon her countenance as she sits on my knee. Sure no one in this wide world is happy as me. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may or may never all meet here again. My ship lies at harbour, she's ready to dock. I wish her safe landing without any shock. If we ever should meet again by land or by sea, I will always remember your kindness to me. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may and might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may or might never all meet here again. Hello, hello, hello. I am Gus, the Bardic Troubadour. I want to thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you like what you heard, you can join me on my live streams every Wednesday over twitch.tv/GusTheBard. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more videos just like this one. Also, please feel free to check out my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon links in the description. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you in the next one.